Hi everyone, my name is Trista. Welcome to our online classes. Today's class is going to be a power flow for 50 minutes. We're going to work towards our bird of paradise, lots of shoulder opening, lots of hamstring and hip opening. You will need a strap that's nice and long. If you don't have one like this, you can always use a belt in your closet. You will also need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, cans or books work. Let's get started. All right, welcome to class everyone. So you should have something like a strap, a belt or something to hold on to. And we're gonna grab 2 blocks. You could use pillows or books, something that's just gonna be able to wedge up underneath your thighs for this first position. And then we're going to lay down. So once you have your props, put your head down and your feet forward. You're gonna take one of your blocks on each side of your mat. With your blocks, you should put them as close to the outer hip as you'd like. You can, again, also use pillows for this. You want your strap accessible to your hands. You're gonna put your feet in a butterfly position, slide them close, and then just slowly inch your way down all the way to laying on the mat. We're gonna start nice and easy. The blocks should just be supportive for your legs, so you're not having to feel any extra pressure in the hips or just any pulling down. You can place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. Starting with just some really intuitive breathing, which just might mean you're not overly articulating or manipulating anything. I think it's always a good start to just land with yourself as you are. No changing anything, just be with yourself. You can take a scan through the body and just really make sure that you're being attentive to your needs, right? So how do the feet feel? Go up the line of the legs. You can do it really articulately from one side of the body to the other. You can get in really nitty gritty from like top of skin to inside of muscle to bone. Notice, even at the top of your shape, how the neck is doing. Are you starting to lift your chin up? Can you relax in your throat? As I said, we're going to be doing a lot of chest and shoulder opening, which anytime we kind of move into these meatier muscle groups and just areas that generally hold more tension in general, it can open a lot of things. So giving yourself time to ground at the beginning of a practice like this is really important. On your next few breaths, you're going to work towards elongating your inhales and exhales. So a little bit more manipulation. Let's see if we can lengthen to a count of 4. You're gonna try to slow it down. So breathing in and out of the nose is gonna be ideal. When you get to the top of each breath, take a little extra sip. If you are exhaling out of the mouth, which is a great way to efficiently exhale, try not to force it out, but find that control in the movement of it. Notice now, as you're breathing, you're counting, you're pacing. Where do you feel that inhale rising the most? And where do you feel that exhale grounding you? What feels resistant to ground? Are you holding on to anything that's not needed now, that you can soften a bit more, whether that's a physical space, a mental space, energetic? I invite you in your next few breaths to consider bringing a little bit more intention in your thought process or your energy. How would you like to meet yourself in each moment? You can create an affirmation, something simple. I really like just the easy phrase of I am enough. And even if you don't repeat it, you're going to energetically embody it. Especially as we progress and things get a little bit more challenging, You're always enough. Exhale everything out. Take a full breath in through the nose, hold it in. Take an extra sip at the top. Full exhale through the mouth. Let's do 2 more just like that. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Last one, inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Take a moment just to let the head fall to the right. You might have to lift your head up a little bit to make it more comfortable. Passive twist in the neck. Try to deepen the stretch, not by yanking, forcing, pulling, but drawing your left shoulder a little bit more into the ground, just integrating slightly. We're creating a little bit more room from your left jawline all the way down the neck side of that to the chest. Recenter your head, take a moment. You can go a little no, no, no if you need to. Inhale again. Exhale, gently lift the head just enough to twist over to the other side. Just a soft bit of anchoring from the back of your right shoulder. You may not feel as deep on this side, or maybe it feels deeper than the other side. A lot of times these things can be asymmetrical. Just try to breathe and allow for the space to happen as it's ready. So good. Take another big breath in. Big breath out. Very gently recenter the head again. Go no, no, no. Scrunch the eyes, widen the eyes. Just a little bit of movement in the face if you want to open up the mouth. Stick the tongue out. We're going to look for our strap that you've placed next to you, and we're going to reach for it. Take it in both hands. You're going to widen your hands out and take one end and strap it around one side of your hand and then around the other. You can go wider than the shoulders if you want a little bit less space, which is more shoulders width. Just circle your hand one more time. We're going to inhale the arms with tension between the strap back behind you. When the arms reach back, you're going to try to pull the strap apart just enough to where you have that tension, and then reach your arms farther back. Now, it's okay for now if you are arching a little bit in your chest. We'll try to control that later. But think about, as you're doing this, really feeling the arms with your breath. So your inhale is going to take that space fully open on the front. And your exhale is going to help you elongate through the reach. Do another inhale. Now on your exhale, you're going to keep reaching. Take your arms all the way over. Circle towards your legs. You're going to tap towards your thighs. And then you're going to inhale all the way back. Letting the arms move at your own pace. Now, if you're starting to feel anything funky, right, maybe the shoulders kind of getting jammed up or anything like that, you're just going to widen the arms apart further. The wider they are, the more accessible it will be to get them farther behind you. This is going to be important for the next moment, because when we take the arms farther back, we're going to try now not to let the lower ribs peel off the ground from behind. So when you take your arms to the front again, take a moment there to close the ribs in, but put the backs of the shoulders towards the floor, right? Kind of negotiate between those two spaces. Heavy hips, heavy thigh bones, we're not doing much there. Now draw your belly button just towards the floor, towards the spine, without jamming your low back down. Inhale, try to keep all of that integration. Pause before your ribs start to lift. That'll be the point you stop moving your arms. And then you're going to keep going back. Good. Next time your arms come all the way up, just pause there. We're gonna very gently flex through the feet, lift the knees up to the ceiling, and then walk your feet a little closer to you. The blocks might be in the way, but just kind of move them out of the way so you can get that stacking of your heels. You're gonna keep the arms nice and elongated and then take them over the head again. Big breath in. Exhale, instead of just the arms, we're gonna lift the head and crunch up. Inhale back down. Exhale to crunch up. Just a little bit of warming up through that midline, waking everything up. Try to fully move from that thoracic spine and pull on your strap to help you integrate the arms. We're gonna stay in this next lift, put weight in your feet, really feel movement towards the floor. Arms only, up and down. Now this is gonna be challenging, so you don't have to go as high up. If you're feeling a lot in your shoulders, just go up and down a little bit, but try to keep the rib cage off the ground. Try not to tuck under in your tail. Low back is in neutral. Good, 2 more taps. A little bit more lift, big lift. Lower all the way down, arms back over the chest. Unravel the hands a little bit from your strap. We're gonna take the the right foot in the strap. So you're gonna hold the strap at a distance that helps you keep your right leg straight, right? So if you're really bent up and kind of kinked up, see if you can just go longer until the leg can get straight. And that might mean the leg is more to diagonal, but we're gonna strive with the strap to get the heel directly over the hip line. Now when that's happening and you're holding the strap at the ball of your foot, try not to let the strap bully the ankle, right? Try to push through the ball of your foot on the big toe side and then pull the ankle back evenly, right? So it looks like this. If you're kind of having that pinky edge of the foot drawing towards or away from you, you're gonna push through the ball of your foot and pull the pinky toe back. It almost feels like you're pushing through the ankle too. And then you're gonna pull back and flex from there so that it's even, no pronating or supinating essentially. And then from there, we're just gonna pull down. And then when you pull down, you're gonna take tiny little circles. Now your bottom leg, the one that we're not holding, can be in this bridge position. If you want more elongation there, you can also just extend it. You could put the block underneath it too if you want a little bit more support. Switch your circle direction. Now, let's just pull the leg towards us and then a little to the right. This angle is going to be important for our bird of paradise later. Now, as the leg is pulling, just notice where the hamstring is stopping you, right? If you're starting to bend your knee, don't go any further. We're going to play with what's called the Golgi tendon reflex, and it's going to essentially just be a way for us to engage to disengage the muscles reflex. It's going to help us find a little bit more stretch. Now, I want you to only pursue this to the depth it feels safe for your body, always, and that's with everything we do, but specifically this. So the action of this movement, we're going to keep the leg back in line with the hips. So take it from going that wide position and restack. You're going to try to push the strap away from you and pull towards you at the same time. So you're creating a lot of friction, a lot of leverage with your movement mechanism. Inside of that, once we do start, don't go yet, I'm going to count us down from 10. When I get to 1, you're going to relax the kick and the pull, and then we're going to just pull and see if we get a little bit more out of the hamstring. You're going to try to breathe while we do this, and you're going to make sure, even though it's very challenging to sustain that isometric contraction, that we're not squeezing the face. But if you have to absolutely squeeze your face, I understand. Okay, if you're going to participate, you can keep just holding the hamstring stretch too. But if you're participating, let's go ahead and kick and pull for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it. See if you got a little bit more space out of it. For some of us, we might get quite a bit. Sometimes it just takes, time to get that space open. So be patient with it. Go a little right and left. Good. From here, you're going to take your straps. Just hold it in the left hand. You can keep the strap on the foot for now. Take your right hand up to the foot. Bend your right knee into the armpit. So this is a half happy baby. As you're here, again, you can bend your bottom knee up if you want a little bit more support, or keep it extended. Your left hand, the opposing arm, can be on the hip. Your goal here, over time is to get this knee thigh to the floor, keeping the arm in front of the shin, but mirror the movement of the elbow to the knee, right? So everything is pulling in the same direction. And the more your heel is stacked over the knee, when you pull down, you can kick up and create a little bit of that same engagement we just came from, which can help impact that flexion at the hip. Remember to breathe. The strap is just there for now as a placeholder. You could also use the strap if you can't quite get the foot. Take a big belly breath. Exhale. So good. Go ahead and come all the way up to the top. You're going to extend that leg long. Take your left foot, replace it. Put your right foot down. And now again, we're just going to work on the flexion first. Right, so try to get the strap flat on the ball of your foot. Notice the strap is going to probably try to bully one side. So you're going to push through the big toe mound side and then pull back at the ankle. And it could be the opposite. You could be a person that lifts pinky toe side more. So just kind of work into an even quality of pushing. This is simulating what we do into the ground, right? It's just a different point or a different perspective. Now, as you work from here, little tiny circles, try to stay over the hip line. Think about or imagine this idea that as you're pulling down with your strap and you're kicking up into the heel and you're making these little circles, you're getting a little massage inside that hip socket. Kind of feel that back of the hip on the ground. Now pause at the top of your position, pull to your hamstring stretch, and then let's go a little to the left again. Just a little wider than hips width. Let's pull it back to the center. We're going to take that Golgi tendon reflex. Remember, you're kicking and pulling with as much effort as you can for 10 full seconds. Ready? Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull like crazy. See if you got any more space. So good. Little side to side movements. You can take the strap in your right hand, start to bend your left knee, pull towards the floor, grab the outer edge of your foot. You can also hold onto the strap to give you some balance. Both feet or both hands to the foot if you need to. Think knee to floor, heel to ceiling. Keep it turned in. Last breath. Good. Slowly take the strap down to the side. Take your legs out long. Rotate the feet out and in. From here, we're going to do a roll up through the spine to get to a seated forward fold. Take your arms over the head and just stretch everything out like you're just waking up. Big full breath in. Same arm movement we did earlier. Exhale, you're gonna lift your head up, curl through the spine. No strap this time to help. Go ahead and take a hold of your feet at the top. Walk your hips back a little bit. And let's just fold over the legs, letting the head go. Take a big breath in. Fully exhale, fold more down. Good, do that again. Big breath in. Big exhale, fold. Roll all the way up to the top of your shape. We're going to flip around into a tabletop position. Keep your blocks close. You might need them in standing. Let's just take a few cat-cows. You're going to inhale, arch, and stretch the chest. Exhale, round and draw in. Really focusing on that upper chest area today. Really noticing that movement of your shoulder blades. Finding the articulation of that front line pulling through the arms without dipping into crunching the low back. Good, let's tuck the toes under. Lean back into the balls of your feet. Stretching the balls of the feet will always help stretch your hips out. And kind of shift this a little bit, but really try not to avoid the stretch underneath the toes, especially big toe side. Take it into your down dog. So this first one, go ahead and walk it around a little bit. As the hips are lifting, press the ground away, shrug the shoulders. Try to bend the knees and see if you can access a little bit more space. Let's actually widen out the distance of the feet and then really bend the knees into the sides of your torso and then kick the legs straight. So you're gonna bend, 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 kick straight. We're gonna keep that width. Inhale forward to a plank position. In your plank, you're gonna really move through the thoracic spine, dome the chest, and then kind of feel that shoulder blade squeeze together. Push and dome. Feel the two extremes of those places. You can do this with your knees down as well, but we're gonna try to live somewhere in our normal plank between those two spaces of the shoulders. So not quite rounded, not quite collapsed. Chin away from your throat. Take a big breath in. Let's exhale, forward and down, halfway or all the way. Untuck the toes, lift the chest for your up dog. You can keep the feet wide if it feels better to narrow them though, that's fine. And then we're gonna tuck the toes under, lift back to down dog. Now let's bend the knees, look at the hands. Walk all the way to the top of your mat. Create about hips width distance or wider between the feet, but toes forward. Grab onto your strap. We're gonna roll up to standing. Once you get to your standing position, we are going to move into some arm circles. I don't know how my strap got tied in a knot, but the arm circles are gonna be similar to what we did on the floor, except we're going all the way around this time. So you're gonna wrap one hand at a time around and make it a little wider than shoulders. I would start here or wider. Soften your knees and try not to buckle back into your knee joint. We're gonna inhale the arms up overhead, and then exhale, take them back behind you. Go slow. You want tension between your strap, but you don't want to feel like you're climbing around the shoulder joint. Every time you go up, take the inhale. Every time you go down, take the exhale. This is something good to do regularly. Just really moving through the shoulder joint. Soft knees. Good. Next time you're up, we're going to hold the arms over the head, drop the left hand, bend your right elbow back. So when your elbow is bending, holding onto the strap, you're going to take your top arm to that elbow and rotate the hand so it goes behind you more. When the hand is going behind you more, you're going to try to bend the elbow more behind the back of the head. The other arm we're going to take out, flip the palm down, and then try to grab the strap from behind you. Now some of you might be able to grab the hands, and that's great. If you don't have the hands though, you've got somewhere along that strap. Your next goal is going to be to get out of that archy feeling or that collapsed forward feeling and try to integrate all of those tools you already know. You can side bend this towards the left. Come all the way back up. Let's hold the strap with the left hand, release it with the right. Switch sides. Take the left arm up. And again, hand opposite to the elbow that's up. Pull around so the arm rotates. Then go back. Other arm, palm down, flip it. Grab the strap. Try not to overly arch. Push the back of your chest towards the strap, but don't let your arm bully your head. Chin is up, helping to assist in that stretch, side bending to the right if you'd like. Good, come all the way up. You can take the strap down, put it to the side, let your arms hang. Big breath in, stretch the arms through the center, press your palms. Exhale, draw the hands right to the center of your chest. And just take a full breath in. Full breath out. So good. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, you're gonna tuck your chin, drop your arms. Let's roll all the way back down to a forward fold. At the bottom of this one, soften your knees, press into the floor or your legs, and extend the spine out with an inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold more down your legs, bend the knees, plant your hands, step it back. Take it to that nice wide-legged plank. You're gonna take a big breath in. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, press to your up dog. Now with this wide leg position, soften the elbows a little bit. Shoulders can shrug towards the ears for a moment. Press back up, reintegrate. Bend your left knee, and then extend, and bend your right knee, and extend. Now as the legs are wider, you wanna make sure that you feel safe when you bend the knee. If this is too much, you're just gonna let the hips drop down and really work that space from the shoulder. If you're feeling okay, you're not feeling any aggressive pinching in your low back, try bending both knees. Full inhale, exhale, release the legs back, come all the way to your down dog. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. From here, we're gonna inhale the right leg up. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose, hold it. Swing it to the right, swing it to the center, swing it to the right, swing it to the center. One more, swing it to the right. Step the foot on the outside of your right hand. Now from here, you can tense the fingers. Your blocks can also be utilized underneath the palms for a little bit more space. Back leg is kicking and amplified, so we're not sagging. Really move that heel back like you have something to push into. We're gonna take that thoracic movement we did earlier in the chest. We're gonna round just the chest, keep your shoulder in line with your knee, and then try to pull your heart more forward. So it's really important as you're moving through your chest that your standing knee and your standing shoulder are connected. Imagine your torso is shortening on the front to make it fit more on the inside of that leg, right? So imagine as you're moving through that rounding, you're scooping and pulling in, and then pulling forward, out, and out. You're not losing your foot at all. Nothing is turned out. Knee and toe are in line in the front. So good. Now drop your back knee down, untuck the toes, take a breath in, arc the chest. Exhale, keep your hands where they are. Kick your leg towards a straighter position. You can flex the toes. Keep the heart moving forward. Inhale, sink forward and down, look up. Exhale, push the back shin down, kick the front heel. Use your blocks if you need to, but try not to move the hands. They can go higher if they need to. Good. Nice. We're gonna land in that forward lunge. Here's the tricky part. From here, we're gonna take, I'm gonna move my block so it's a little easier to see. We're gonna take the right shoulder and arm underneath the leg. So you're hooking your thumb and first finger behind your ankle. You are going to round into that thoracic movement we did earlier, and then take the shoulder behind the calf. Now squeeze the knee and the shoulder together. Those 2 points are now a connection you have to cultivate. You're gonna sit down into your seat, and this might be where some of us stay. Don't go any further. If you're feeling balanced, you can keep your right hand on the outside of the foot on the floor or on the ankle. You're gonna take your top arm out, flip the palm like we did earlier in that stretch, take it behind the back, reach for the outside of that front leg. Now, if this still feels okay, you're managing your breath, stay. You can also take that bottom arm around and try to grab the wrists or hands together. You are creating a knot through your arms around your front leg. You're gonna try to keep your chin forward. Think about the idea of scooping through the belly but pulling forward in your heart. If you wanna challenge it further, you can push into the lunge further and then push back into that same hip movement that we did in that split. It's a balance challenge. This is essentially our bird of paradise in a low lunge. Different mechanics of movement though. Last one. Go ahead and unravel that side. Take a big inhale, look up. Big exhale, let the head come down. Good. We're gonna untuck those back toes, lift the back knee off the floor, Swivel forward and back, and then take a big step to the top of your mat on the outside of your left hand. Walk your hands in front of you and take a nice big lift up in your hips. Shake it up. Do it again. Sit down into your hips. Lift up to your hips. Good. Last one. Sit down. Lift up. Now we're going to try to sit a little lower. Take the seat. See if you can keep your knees forward with your toes at a width that's comfortable towards each other. Lower as much. You can also support yourself with a block if you need to, but we are going to use this range of motion that you're figuring out right now in our next moment. Lift the butt off the block if you have it. Shift your hands to the right side of your mat, framing your right foot. Shift your weight to that side of the mat. Kick your left leg up to a standing split. You're going to tap that foot down and then relift the leg up. Tap it down and relift. And as you're doing this, you're draping over that leg, but you're also staying animated in your chest. Still breathing. You're upside down. Now we're going to do a big shift of weight. You're going to kick your left leg up, stamp the foot down where you had it, take your hands can come to the chest, up, shift to the right foot, kick through the left leg, shift down onto that left foot, sink down and up and over, kick it up. You can use the inhale or the exhale. I like the standing split movement and the exhale on the way down. Good, last one. Go ahead and just take this one to a forward fold. If you did put your block behind you, move it out of the way. Sway. Let's take another shoulder stretch. You might need your strap for this. Hands behind the low back, all 10 fingers together, arms over the head. So good. Last breath. Exhale, release your arms down. Take your half lift inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, step it back. Chaturanga. Just normal distance of feet. Take your up dog, linger there if it feels good in front of the hips. It's a lot of folding. And then back to down dog. Find your hands, find your feet, soften your knees, push through the palms, drop the weight of the head. Toes up. Relax toes down. Notice how your ankles change when you do that. Okay, left leg up, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it up. Hold it in, exhale. Swing it to the left. Swing it to the center. Swing it to the left. Swing it to the center. Swing it to the left. Step it on the outside of the hand. So really you're just in a nice long plank with a kickstand that's wider in the front. Your arm and your foot mirror each other. Heel of hand directly next to the heel of the foot. There's very equal space there, especially if your shoulder and your hand are stacked. It's easier to find it from there. You can always put the block on the inside of the foot, underneath the shoulder with your hand to help you find that height. Sometimes we need it even higher than that. Let's do that thoracic movement. You're going to round through the front, try to close it in, and then extend it back, opening the chest. Try not to let your knee move too much out. Don't lose the sole of the foot. Good. Last one, forward. Draw your back knee down, untuck the toes, take a big breath in. Exhale, kick your hips back, flex through the front foot, keep your hands in place. Inhale, slide along that shoulder, looking forward. Exhale, kick it out. Nice, we're gonna land in the forward position. Now we're gonna try to get underneath that leg for the bind. So you have the blocks, you can move them out of the way or use it for one side. Take your left shoulder, you're gonna round up, lean back, go underneath that front leg. Hook your hand, first finger and thumb underneath. Push the shoulder forward into the shin. The hand can also come on the other side of the foot for stability, like a third little spot. Third kickstand or second kickstand. That other arm can go up, flip your palm, and then take it behind the back. Reach for the outside of the leg. Try not to swivel the hips over, right? You'll fall in that direction. All of that's working with your breath. Take the other arm, flip the palm, grab the hands, tight knot, no extra gap spaces. Try not to just fold into relaxing it. Hug your knee to your shoulder, push your shoulder into your knee. Forward in your chin, scoop through your belly. You're gonna push in shin forward, and then you're gonna kick back through the leg. If you're doing this with that movement, you can do it without the bind, right? Still using the leg to animate the movement. Squeeze the knee to the shoulder. That's the work. Good, lean forward. Come all the way out of it. Tuck the toes under behind you. Take a big breath in, prepare. Exhale, take that big step forward. Hang over that wide-legged forward fold. Lean it back if you need to. I have this nice platform here I can use. Relax your toes again. Soften into your lunge or your seat. And then lift. And lift, belly button is engaging. We're gonna crank in that other side of our standing split work. Frame the left foot with the fingertips, shift your weight, big shift. Kick your right leg up this time. Toe tap down, toe tap up. We're gonna take a big movement over, up, sit down into the seat. Only as low as you can go to push back to that left foot. Sit down. You might even take it all the way to Malasana. Squeeze up. It's not a turned out Malasana. It's more turned in. Heels are down. Only go as far as you can keep your heels down. That might be just a little bend, little bounce. Good, last one. Foot down, head heavy, soften the knees, roll all the way up to the top of your shape. Okay, we're ready to take it on. So we're gonna start prepping for this bird with a standing movement that's gonna get our actual hip to work just as much as the arms will when we are holding the leg. So we're gonna start by just lifting up the right knee into the chest. You're gonna get really close to the side body. It's also gonna help you practice the balancing. This is where we're gonna land for a moment. You can stay with this if this balance is already tricky for you. You can hold on to a wall as well. You're gonna grab onto the underside of the leg if that feels okay. And every once in a while, I want you to test out how much are you using this arm to hold the leg. Hug in at the hip, pull in at the belly. Let the wiggles, the wobbles happen. Toppling over is totally fine. Toe tapping is also okay. You're gonna keep the knee high. You're gonna kick out to straight, and then you're gonna pull the knee up even higher. Every time you do that, you're gonna try not to buckle at your bottom knee. So this elongation has to be happening in front of the hip by kicking down through the standing heel and lifting through the glute. Kick out and draw it up and in. Kick out like a lever, up and in. Two more. Out, up and in, out, up and in. Release, shake it out. It's quite difficult to do the movement when you're actually using your hip flexors and your low belly. But that's what we want. We want to integrate all those components, not just leverage for space, but strength to support the stretch. So we're going to take that other side. You can start in the front of the shin if that feels okay. Already you're checking in that you're not buckling the bottom leg. You're lifting from the floor, soft toes, Pull it in, grab underneath the leg if you're feeling all right. Hopefully you're still breathing. I say that all the time in my classes at the studio. Kick out, pull it up and in. Think knee higher every time. Don't let your bottom knee buckle. Out and in. Test the balance. Out and in. Out and in. 2 more. Out and in. Out and in. Good, shake it out. We're gonna land in a forward fold next. In your forward fold, you're gonna go wide like we started. We're gonna open the chest up at the bottom of the shape, and then we're gonna try to fold more into the legs like we did in our low lunge earlier. So you can start coming into more of a flat back. Keep the knees nice and bent forward, toes in line with your feet. Now the wider you go, the more accessible it will be to get in between the inner thigh area. So you wanna give yourself that width, but when we come upright, it's a bigger shift of weight, which is what we practice in our kick to standing split. So we can kind of work on that when we get there, but generally the wider you go, bigger shift of weight, harder to balance when you come up, but you can always narrow the step as well before you stand. You're gonna take your right hand to the floor and your left arm up to the ceiling. From that position, you're gonna draw yourself lower into your seat, and you're gonna take your shoulder on the right, on the inside of that right thigh. So try to get that back of the shoulder as much as you can on the inner thigh side of the leg. As you go down, I'm trying to show it from this direction so you can see it better. We're gonna do that same movement of the bottom arm we did in the lunge earlier. First finger and thumb behind the back of the ankle. Take the top arm behind the back, reach for your thigh bone. You're gonna take your other arm underneath and around until you can get the hands behind the back of that right leg. Now, this alone can be enough. You don't have to go anywhere else. You're just reaching for the hand. If you have the hand, top hand pulls bottom hand. Look at your feet. Do you need to shorten that distance? Or kick off of the leg you're holding into the standing foot, lift your right heel, and then you're gonna slowly start to come up. Once you stand, push the pelvis forward, think knee high. Try not to just rely on the arm's tension. Squeeze the leg into the arm. Think about hugging your calf into the arm at first. Then, when you are ready to straighten the leg will extend up. Lifting through the chest. Give you all angles here. I can reach for the wrists because I have the shoulder mobility. You might be more with the hands behind. You might even need a strap, which I can also show you on the other side. Go ahead and take it down all the way back to your forward fold. Let's go for the other side. I'm gonna show it with the strap on this side. I guess I could have done that for the first side too, but just so you have it in the future. Left hand down, right arm up, top arm behind the back, bend and fold, get into that shoulder. Shoulder on the inside of your knee. Then once you have the strap, I would take the strap to the top hand actually. Top arm behind the back, let the strap fall to the outside of the leg, underneath and around. You're not trying to pull your arms straight with the strap. You're trying to shorten the distance between your hands with the strap. Okay, so if you're tight, don't straighten. Bend more and try to get the airspace between tighter. And at first, hugging into the arm, both the calf and the arm are pushing together. And then eventually, you straighten the leg. Eventually. It can be here forever. Chest tall. Now you're welcome to pause this and revisit, going back up and down a few times to give yourself some time to play with it. Otherwise, if you're done like I am, we're gonna slow things back down to take it to Shavasana. So we're gonna land in that forward fold again. From here, we are just going to bend the knees, sit down, support yourself on the way. You can use your blocks again if you want to. I would just prep them under or next to the hips. We are gonna work into some front stretching for the pelvis though, with support of strength and some bridging before we take it to Shavasana. So work your way all the way down on your mat. Place your hands flat, palms down. We're gonna articulate a bridge by tucking under in the tailbone and then lifting up very slowly. Once you get to the top, we're just gonna hold this for a few breaths, right? Pressing the palms down. Think about that underside really carrying the hips up, extending through the front line of the pelvis. Soft toes, you don't have to jam. You can think about your feet pulling towards your hips. Make sure your knees don't open. Good. Articulate and lower, tucking under. Really feel the front of the hips as you do that. Windshield wiper in your knees. Let's do that again. We're gonna try to exit differently this time though. Press your palms, tuck under in your tail. Let's articulate to lift, just to really feel the lift of the tail first. A few breaths at the top. Now this time as we lower, instead of tucking under, which you're more than welcome to do again, obviously, we're gonna arch out. So you're gonna think about lifting your chest first and then sticking your butt down to the ground gently. And then let your rib cage come down and adjust your hips. Just a different perspective of the movement. So good. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a good hug. Wrap around the legs. You can go wide, you can go narrow. We're gonna take a full happy baby from here. So flex the feet, draw the feet up, pull the knees wide and down. We did this one in the half variation earlier, so hopefully it's feeling nice and satisfying now. You can rock it, lengthen the legs, tap the toes, open the feet, do all the things. I generally like to make the faces in this one, just scrunch up the face, stick the tongue out, blah. You just want to release any extra tension that might still be existing. And then very gently bring your feet down. If you would like to settle into the shape we started with, nice full circle moment, you're gonna walk the blocks a little closer to your hips, butterfly position in your thigh bones, feet together. And then one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And we're gonna start to lean into a little bit more stillness. Stepping away from all of that movement, all of that strength, all of that stretch. Revisit maybe that energetic intention you set for yourself earlier. Has it come up again? Did you need to really lean on it? Are you having some big feelings? I invite you to let your body process whatever it needs to. And you don't have to label the things that show up necessarily, unless it's something you really need to do. A lot of times our state of being just needs a good support. It doesn't need a critic, it doesn't need a judge. It just needs you to hold space for it, whatever it looks like. If you have it in you at the end here to grant yourself a compliment or something that's just going to inspire you to come back to the work over and over again, to celebrate yourself, it's a great act of self-care and self-love to do it. And it does help the dopamine trigger for next class, just to feel that much more satisfying. You're gonna continue to rest into yourself. I'm gonna ring the singing bowls for you here at the end, and then you will pull yourself out of Shavasana today at whatever time you need. Let's take a breath together. Exhale everything out, empty the lungs. Take a full inhale, expand all of those spaces you've just created. And then a big exhale to empty. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.